right. Thank you, everybody, for attending the IDA meeting on December the 19th, 2022. So, all right, so I guess I got to do a roll call. So we're going to start. Christina Amato is here. We have Robin Jania Pearson. We have Teresa, Adam Pollock, Gregory Nato, Michael Kelly, and we have our counsel here. Okay. So moving on to item number 2, which is the proof of notice. We have to, I'm going to need a resolution to, actually, no, hold on. A proof of notice was sent on the fact that we were going to have today's meeting. So we need the approval for the meetings for the previous November 21st. So I need a motion for that.
It's just approving the minutes.
For the minutes. Sure. Okay. Yep, so item number 3 would be the approval of the minutes for the previous meeting.
I approve the, make a motion to approve the minutes for the November 21st meeting.
All right, I need a second.
I second. Adam Pollock.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstaining?
I'll abstain.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. All right, so then moving on to item number 4, which is the report of the treasurer.
The Treasurer's report for the meeting December 19th. The opening balance of the operating account at the beginning of the time period of November 2022 was $306,484.45. During that time period, we had total deposits of $140,404 in total, over disbursements of $3,775.60 so that brings us up to a closing balance as of November 30th, $443,112.99. Noteworthy in the deposits this month was a large deposit in the amount of $127,329.19 for a closing fee for the FSH project. The payroll account opening balance was $28,288.89, and it closed. A closing balance was $21,179.92. The application fund began and ended with the same balance, $14,137.50. The lesser tenant account began and ended with the same balance, $2,400. The labor monitoring account began, which is a newer account, began with an opening balance of 0, and then we received a wire transfer from FSH in the amount of $15,000, bringing the closing balance as of November 30th to $15,000. And finally, the money market account opened with a balance of $752,000, $752,286.69, and closed with an amount of $753,214.17. So,
can I ask a question before we go to resolution? Actually, this is for Michelle. Not right now, but if you could let us know what the current interest rate is on the money market account. I've been spending too much time, more than I want to, in money market accounts, and oh, okay, great, thank you. That doesn't mean we can't vote.
okay, so we'll take a motion to approve the Treasurer's report.
So moved. And I'll let Michelle know when she gets back.
All right, I need a second.
I will second Chrissy Amato.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain? Oppose? All right.
I'll take mentioned earlier that the total disbursements for the amount of $3,775.60. We'll take a motion to pay our bills for November 2022.
I will make a motion to pay our bills for December 2022.
All right,
I
second.
will second. Gregory Nato.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Okay. I think I have a suggestion when we get to one of the next treasurer motions.
Well, the next item under the report of the treasurer is the Audit and Finance Committee report. The Audit Finance Committee did meet on December the 5th, 2022. And during that meeting, the Audit and Finance Committee did review the following policies that I'll read out, and it's our recommendation to the board tonight that we readopt all of those policies. It's going to happen later on the agenda during the housekeeping resolution, but the policies in question that we are recommending the board reapprove are the investment policy, the policies governing the use of authority discretionary funds, the procurement policy, the property disposition policy, the recapture policy, our uniform tax exempt policy, uniform criteria for evaluation of projects policy, and ultimately the property acquisition policy.
The suggestion you want to make, I think it's in relation to one of the policies she just read. So maybe now is the time.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe there are a lot of competitive money market rates out there. Professionally, we've seen anywhere from 2% to 3% or more. Actually, we just saw 3.65. I think, and part of the finance, part of our annual review is to put out an RFP to banks to look at where funds are held in our money market accounts, and I think it behooves us to do that now as interest rates are higher and we could be earning more money on that.
So I think maybe I have a pre-written one
Okay.
that I can run by Katie and Bob and just see what they think about it. And then if you're okay with that, then I could have that ready for the January meeting and
Okay.
possibly send that out.
Okay, I think that's good. Yes, that's my only suggestion.
So I guess we need a motion to adopt the policies.
Nope, that's going to happen during housekeeping.
That's going to be the house, okay, so audit services for 2023.
So I'll just say that for 2023, we're not going to be using BST anymore. We're going to be using PKF, O'Connor Davies, and they've already been engaged, and we have a letter from them, but officially doing that for the 2023 year.
All right, thank you. So the chairman's report, well,
You want me to help you out there? So I did send you guys out a mission statement. You won't be voting on that tonight, but I did not include that in your packet. I did email it to you a couple of times. As I mentioned before, the suggestion was just changing the order of things. I'm happy to just read it again because we should look at this annually. And if anybody doesn't really have anything to say, I don't have an action item for it tonight, but we should look at it as a board annually. The change that was in question was the mission of the City of Newburgh Industrial Development Agency is to help attract and contribute to Newburgh's job opportunities, a diverse and net positive tax base to provide long-term economic prosperity and sustainability, and advance the general welfare and standard of living for the city and its residents through the promotion, development, encouragement, and assistance of commercial, technology, tourism initiatives, recreational facilities, warehousing, manufacturing, and industrial facilities utilizing green practices and adaptive reuse where available. So if there isn't any other discussion about it, then yeah.
Sorry to be. If you don't know now, if you could email her when there are proposed changes, just send a red line so that we know where the switch is. We can see what the change is.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
Thank you.
Yep, good, great suggestion. So, additionally, Sharon and I met with the current developer for 191 Washington Street and the council, and so we're with the intent to have an open line of communication with the council. Gregory was there too, by the way. Thank you for coming out. So we are going to continue to have this practice. This way, obviously, we can foster great communication with the council and also understand some of the positions that they have, and they can also have questions for the developers and understand some of the obstacles that developers have when they come into Newburgh, and some stuff, maybe hopefully at some point some successes, right? But so the invitation is to everybody who wants to also participate next time. Once we're going to have a cadence. I'm in the hopes that we'll have a cadence as other projects come in, where we're going to know, hey guys, we're about to have another meeting with council. Whoever wants to participate, obviously, there's we got to look at quorums and things of that nature. But so that's something else that I just wanted to talk to the board about. Additionally to that, the governance committee report. So we have a suggestion here. Basically, we reviewed the policies, and we're making the recommendation to readopt the policies. And the policies, I have to say by name, which is the local labor policy, the agency bylaws, the anti-harassment policy, board of directors' duties and responsibility, code of ethics, conflict of interest, FOIL policy, internal control policies, whistleblower protection policy. So with the exception of the anti-harassment policy, which we'll be adding our current board member names, so the suggestion is to keep everything the same.
Minus
minus the anti-harassment policy. Yeah. So then,
not until you get to the housekeeping resolution, just letting them know.
So all right, so we'll move forward onto those until we get to that. So so for chairman's report, that's it. Council's report.
I think, as the board knows, in November we closed on the financial assistance for the FSH hotel project. We had several months of delay, largely due to the company's financing and volatility with construction budgets. But thankfully, after a very long process, we're closed, and they're free to go ahead and commence construction. The other item I'd like to note is things are continuing to march forward very slowly with Scobie Drive. Before you tonight is a resolution approving a extension of their due diligence period, and it also permits them to engage further with DEC to pursue the approvals they need to purchase the property. They're moving at the rate DEC will allow them to move, and that's it.
And this resolution is per what we discussed at last meeting for their presentation and questions and all of that.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Last time they were here, might be some of the language wrong, but
Push the button.
they were advised to become a part of the Brownsfield.
Yes.
Right. Did they comment on that? Is there any movement on that? Because it seemed like it wasn't the first time it was raised.
So under the resolution that's to be passed, they will be a volunteer under the Brownfield agreement, which allows them to do that engagement with DEC.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you so much. And moving on to the next item, which is the Executive Director's Report.
Pardon me. Before we move on to the resolutions, to the extent that the board thinks that you need executive session to discuss any pending litigation or ongoing litigation, I think now would be the time for that.
Do we have anything on our agenda that would warrant that tonight?
Which is the other council? Yeah.
It's the,
So, if anybody has, like last time, right? We were able to ask a lot of questions.
Do you want us to go into executive session to discuss?
I mean, I think if the board wants to discuss this, given that the attachment itself is not part of the public record and it's confidential information, I think you should go into executive discussion to discuss, this.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
All right.
I'll second.
So that was Christina Amato and
Christina
Adam
Amato.
Pollock. Got it?
Let me go turn that thing.
Yeah, she's still. Yeah, I guess, yeah. So, the motion was made to come out of executive session. Now, do I need to actually state the names that? Okay, so motion was made
By Michael Kelly.
by
and-
Michael Kelly and then second by Christina Amato. So no decision was made in the executive session. And I guess at this point, where is my?
No, he doesn't need that. He needs his agenda.
A few agenda items. I think I just handed everything over to Gregory. All right, so on to new business, which is tentative meeting scheduled for 2023.
So if everybody can just look at the first resolution, 2022-12-19-1, and pull out your calendars. So this happens every year with the IDA board, that January and February meetings fall on Martin Luther King Day and President's Day. And since I have all of you in the room right now, it's a lot easier to figure out when we would be meeting. And so City Council takes up the other Mondays. And that's why, unlike for January, we couldn't do the 23rd or the 9th. We usually do it like on a Wednesday or a Thursday. So I think I suggested the 18th or the 25th. Yes. 18th is this, this kind of gets hairy for me too, because then we start going into like 4 or 5 weeks we haven't met, or it gets super condensed into 3 weeks since we've met. For me, I'd prefer, I think, the 18th. But I will let anybody say otherwise. I know you have other boards and committees you're part of.
I'm okay with the 18th. That's
You, Adam?
34.
You okay? I could tell. You might. You okay? Okay, so the 18th it is, as long as we have a quorum, especially. And then for February, February 20th is President's Day. We could do like the 22nd or the 23rd. I'm fine with that, or we could do the 16th.
What day is the 22nd?
22nd is a Wednesday.
I'm fine with the 22nd. 22nd over 23rd for me.
So a Wednesday is better?
I'm okay with that.
Everybody, you, Mike, are okay? Yeah, okay.
Tax season comes
So February, it'll be the 22nd. So great. Then the rest of the days are what you see there. And, those are always on our website if people question and don't know. But as a general rule, we meet the third Monday of every month.
Okay.
Any chance next year, the last meeting, we can do earlier, just so
December?
Great suggestion.
So we could do it on a Wednesday. you want to, the thing is that city council meets twice, but they always traditionally cancel the second one. So it's like to schedule it, overlapping them, even though we're anticipating, like, let me see, like, if it was,
Like the 13th, if you want to do it on a Wednesday, it's just the week before, the last week before Christmas. Professionally, it's insane.
so you mean like, instead of December 18th, you'd want it December 13th?
I'm okay with that.
Probably the 11th would be like a conflict for this room, but for the 13th, that could work if nobody else has a problem with that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
It's a year from now, so I might do it.
I know, but we all know how fast that comes around. So I'll change it to December 13th.
Realize
then.
that August, my baby's birthday, I'm gonna have a summer recess, so,
Exactly.
yeah.
Fabulous. And then, do you want to go over that? I can go over the rest of the resolution, or you can, up to you.
No, you can go if you'd like.
So the rest of this resolution is just kind of like rubber stamping the stuff that we need for the rest of the year. Item number 1 is approval and confirmation of agency policies and procedures. We had the chair of both the Governance and the Audit Finance Committee already say that as committees, they've examined the policies and that you all, as committees, voted to readopt and to the rest of the board reconsider readopting for the rest of the year. So that would allow that. Number 2, confirmation of the schedule for 2023, which you guys just did. Appointment of staff, me and Michelle. Appointment of the accounting firm, which is, you've already done as well, but this is also just, again, like, officially doing it again. PKF O'Connor Davies, right? Davies? It's my first time using them. Agency counsel, bond counsel to the agency, which is Whiteman, Osman, and Hanna. And then the bank of the agency that counts, TD Bank, unless that changes with the RFP process. And then as far as the fee structure of the agency, which I've attached, I brought that up at our audit finance meeting, that I would just prefer to put the actual decimal points on page 1 under the sliding scale versus 0.5% or 1/3%. This way we know exactly what is charged. If anybody has a question about that, let me know. It's just, Katie, you know, when we're closing, it's like, how many decimal points do we go in? And this really just, for my purposes, simplifies it. But I'm not changing it. It's the same thing. It's just, I like it written out plain so that I don't have to figure it out each time. And if there are no questions, I'm happy to entertain questions. If not, then you're free to carry on.
So, just the fee structure again?
So usually, under the fee structure, when you guys close a project, the IDA collects 0.5% for the first $10 million, and then for the excess of that, it's 1/3%. And so when we're closing a project, 1/3% is 0.003, right? But it's 0.003 repeating. And so if I do 0.003 repeating, when we're getting into millions of dollars, it actually is a difference. So as suggested in the Audit Finance Committee to go 5 decimal points, it's going to be 0.0333. And then that's where it stops. And then therefore, if we have a project that's coming before us and their counsel is like double checking, dotting their I's and crossing their T's, they look at that, they know we should be on the same page mathematically. And unfortunately, when you get into millions of dollars, like, this makes a big difference.
Thank you for clarification. Great suggestion. Yes, so at this point, we would need a motion to approve all of the suggestions and items noted by Chair.
I move we approve resolution number 2022-12-19-01. Gregory Nato.
All right.
Okay, I'll do a roll. Do I have a roll call for this, on this one? I mean, maybe I don't.
2 and a 1. There is.
Is there? Yes, there is. Okay, Marlon Ramos,
Yes.
Michael Kelly,
Yes.
Adam Pollock,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
Christina Amato, Teresa Priester,
Yes.
and Robin Yania Pearson.
Yes.
Okay. Do R.
All right, so then we need a resolution for item number 2022-12-1902. The resolution to approve the settlement agreement with County of Orange, RE Armory property.
Make a motion to approve the resolution?
All right, that was Mike Kelly. And I need a second.
I will second Christina Amato.
Okay, roll call, Marlon Ramos,
Yes.
Christina Amato,
Yes.
Michael Kelly,
Yes.
Adam Pollock,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
Teresa Priester,
Yes.
and R. Yania Pearson.
Yes.
So then moving on to the next one, which is resolution number 2022-12-1903. What was that? Did I just hear that? Approving the extension of certain amendments to the contract of sale for the premises of at 5 Scobie Drive, Newburgh, New York.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
So that was, yeah, you go.
Christina Amato, sorry.
Yeah.
I will second Gregory Nato.
Might as well leave it on. Okay, roll call, Marlon Ramos,
Yes.
Christina Amato,
Yes.
Michael Kelly,
Yes.
Adam Pollock,
Yes.
Gregory Nato,
Yes.
Teresa Priester,
Yes.
R. Yania Pearson.
Yes.
Where are my, okay, so moving on to item number 9, Old Business, 120 Grand Street.
So he was supposed to be here, and it didn't happen. So, that's following up from our public hearing last week that we've had already, but it's a crazy time of year. They couldn't make it, and honestly, there's no rush because they're still working on their secret determination anyway. So once they get that from the planning board, then there's like a super rush. So I'm fine with them not coming, but they should come before their seeker resolution is determined, and also, or their seeker, and before you do approving resolution for the project as well.
Do we have a timeline on that? Or when do we think?
It's up, it's up to them at this point, and up to the planning board. Sorry?
Any idea about how long seekers can take?
I'm not sure that they're on the agenda, so.
They've already submitted their,
I don't know if they've submitted, but it hasn't reached the planning agenda yet.
Okay.
So if they've gone through meeting review, I don't know.
do you guys declare lead agency?
No, we haven't, they haven't come before the board at all.
Oh, okay.
They
So
may
you're
have submitted to planning, like the team, but they haven't come before the board.
Thank you. All right, so, last item on the agenda.
Adjourned.
I move that we adjourn the meeting. Adam Pollock?
Need a second?
I will second. Chrissy Amato.
all in
Happy
favor?
holidays.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstaining?
Aye.
Noes?
Happy Hanukkah. Happy solstice.